Hello, my friends! We are back here in my single-player world in 26.2. I've got a couple of projects on the docket today, including some more building in this area that I'm super excited about. But I think today we should start out with exploring the world of 26.2. I have trimmed up this world again, as I do with most updates, so that we're super duper ready to explore. So let's jump right in. I'm going to start us out by heading on over to our lovely cabin in the woods, because we haven't actually explored the world much beyond that. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, it's my favorite place in this entire world. Okay, so if we head off in this direction, I have trimmed up the world and barely explored it anyways beyond here. So what I really would love to find is I would really love to find a sulfur cave biome that has like springs up in the taiga. That would be my ideal, or somewhere snowier than taiga. That would be my ideal. This is an interesting little village. How cute. Oh, there's an outpost right there? I didn't even know that. This is fantastic, though. What the heck? That's such interesting and cool terrain. Oh, there's one right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about all the movement potential of the geysers. Wow. It's right here. There's some potent sulfur. There's a little bit of cinnabar. Now, I don't know if there's... Ooh! Oh, that's exciting. That's so cool. Okay, I don't know if there's actually a way to farm these. The potent sulfur and the cinnabar. Yeah, okay, it's definitely time to get a portal out here. This is so cool. There's got to be a way to farm them though, right? So if you know me and have been around my channel for a long time or gone back and watched videos, you might be aware that I'm a little bit obsessed with geothermal energy. I find it really fascinating. There's a lot of really cool uses for it. And in Minecraft, I have already built a hot springs with a greenhouse powered by geothermal energy and stuff like that. I would like to build something not dissimilar out here. If you're brand new here and don't know, I grew up in Alaska. So I grew up around people innovating with geothermal energy and stuff like that, and I'm still super interested in the field, and a lot of what I do in Minecraft is inspired by my life growing up in Alaska and just my love for the state and also just the actual land. I didn't even have time to explain like what we were looking for to find the sulfur caves and all that. Basically, sulfur caves won't be spawning in mountainy areas. They're going to spawn in areas that are low weirdness, which kind of correlates with corrosion, I think, in the terrain generating stuff. I haven't watched the Brevert video on weirdness, which, by the way, if you're curious about how like Minecraft terrain generation works, Brevert is a great channel to go watch, and he does not have a huge audience yet. So if you're curious about like Minecraft terrain generation and like the terms that you see sometimes show up in things like biome generation, like sulfur caves, and where to find them and how like they are specifically described as being in areas of low weirdness, definitely go check out Brevert. He does videos on those types of things. There's your creator pitch for the day. All right, it's definitely going to be time to sleep on the other side of this thing. So mostly what we need to get from the cave itself is the cube, the sulfur cube. We should be able to grab just a sulfur spike or two. God, they're so loud and violent. I love it. Let's see if we find a sulfur cave. Ooh, here's some cinnabar and sulfur. And there is a cave. Okay. So I'm going to put a water bucket down. Ooh, I love this watercolor. I would really like to find a sulfur cube and just eat my way out quickly. Ooh, I hear one. Ooh, there's a guy. There's also a creeper. I'd like to kill the creeper, please, and not the cube. There we go. Are they actively hostile? I don't think so. I can't bucket it. Alright, let's put a piece of stone on the ground and see if one of them eats it. I don't know how these guys work. Oh, look at him go. And then, can we bucket it? No. Oh, it has to be an empty bucket. How interesting. Okay. Oh, this is really cool. I really like this cave. I love that it's not a water bucket, because everything else that we have is water bucket. Actually, do these hurt you when you jump on them? No, they don't hurt you like dripstone does. Ha! How nice. We'll come in and develop this place later because I have to think about it. Let's go ahead and head back. So back here in our main area, oh, there's slime. We immediately need to start growing some of this sulfur spike stuff. I believe it grows the same way dripstone does. So if we just come over here and stick it in our dripstone farm, that might do the trick. Oh, it has to hang under a sulfur block. Good news, we do have sulfur blocks. So it sounds like they don't even need water above them. They just need the sulfur cube. All right, these guys reportedly take quite a while to grow. So we're going to be waiting for a bit before we can do anything with them. Let's go ahead and get our little buckets of sulfur cubes deposited somewhere. The way that you multiply sulfur cubes is by killing them, actually. So let's go ahead and put this sulfur cube down. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And if we murder him, now we have 2 sulfur cubes. Oh my gosh, they're so cute and adorable. I love them so much. Oh my gosh. We can't bucket these guys. Okay, that's good to know. Let's grow one of these guys up. Hi. Hi, little friend. And I kind of want to keep the other one baby. Can you stay baby? There we go. As far as I understand, it should be as simple as putting blocks that they suffocate in at the top. This is a great time to learn what sulfur does. Ooh, in a stone cutter. Oh, I like these. These look cool. There we go. Oh. He just zooped that up. Whoops. You weren't supposed to do that, buddy. Yeah. There we go. I'm so sorry, buddy. I have to murder you now. So now if we squish the blocks into the guy. Okay. Oh, the one baby suffocated. Oh no. This should work by letting these guys grow up into full-sized cubes and then suffocating and breaking down into smaller cubes. I wonder if we have to name tag these guys. Let's see if our little friend is still here. He is not. Okay, that's really good to know. So now they're name tagged and shouldn't despawn. And we should be able to do the infinite splitting glitch with them from here. Okay. Now what I really want to know here is if I can infest just block sulfur cube. He does not, so he doesn't take actual damage, which means that he doesn't infest. Okay, so we can't turn this into an XP farm, but what we can do is we can sit and look at what the heck these physics are. Look at him just bouncing around in here. Oh, this is going to be super fun. Now, I'm more curious about the slime block because I'm like super sure that they eat ice. I'm not super sure that they eat slime blocks. Okay, it doesn't look like they do. It would be really funny if they did. You can just right click it. Okay. Yeah. So let's try that. Yeah, no, they don't do slime blocks. That's sad. So if we bump him a little bit, he already just moves real nice and easy. And then if we whack him with a sword, dang, that's cool. Like, impressive. Look at that go. Yeah. Can we feed you moss? We can. What do you do with moss? Oh, good lord. Ooh, it bounces around a lot. Super. Okay, so moss is super, like, slidey and bouncy and everything. Love that. I want to compare that with the ice in this area, because this is a very enclosed area. Okay, so, yeah, with the ice, it really just goes slidey far and fast. Let's see. Do they take sulfur? They do. Now, what's sulfur like? Ooh, it's bouncy, but not slidey. Okay. What about an oak log? Ooh! Really, really bouncy. Dang. That's really fun. Okay, so I feel like in this world particularly, and just for me in general, I feel like these guys are going to have a lot more use as like display items than anything. Because this is actually really cool. You can kind of put them in a container, display random blocks in something that looks a little bit like a glass jar. Can we make it look? Yeah, it kind of, if you put a trapdoor above it, it looks a little bit like a jar, a display jar. I love that. You just have to make sure you don't ever accidentally hit it. Let's move on to the actual project that I've been sitting here going through my brain about for like literally over a year at this point. I think it's about time for me to just come in here and bite the bullet and do it. So as you know, if you've been around this channel for a bit, this area is our world spawn area, right? And we've definitely been going the very like farming agriculture direction with it. It leans a teensy bit Solarpunk here and there, and I think I want to lean into that a little bit more as we go. But what I want to work on today is I want to work on adding some vehicles to these fields. We're gonna put just a normal tractor in here. I've never really made vehicles in Minecraft before. I'm kind of terrified. They're definitely a challenge, but I think they're a challenge that we can rise to. This is gonna be like an old tractor type of situation. Like old green John Deere tractor. So if we start with like big back tires, and then we might have to bring in some smaller front tires maybe. Like these are really big. still for this. I really wish we had a green block that was a stair. If we put a ladder on the front there, that kind of looks like the grill. Okay, so we've got some spruce slabs here. Let's see if putting those along the bottom helps. Oh yeah, that gives it so much more tractor shape. And then if we put a shelf at the front as a wheel, does that work? Maybe. I think as far as like lights and handles and that kind of thing goes, we're just gonna slap some levers on the side. Okay, so I think I want to make a seat here with oak trapdoor. We put a little smokestack. Off the back. So if we put copper there and a trapdoor there, let's back this off a stage. Yeah, this color actually blends better with the earthiness of the green terracotta. We could also try this method of making a wheel. I do really like the blocky look, but I kind of actually really like the stairs. It definitely says tractor more. We would come back to the same issue of needing this to be green terracotta instead of a trapdoor. We can maybe do like a brown block there. So I think once that copper trapdoor ages, this will actually be a pretty darn decent little tractor here. We want to give the impression that this... Are you kidding me? I love this mechanic where if you walk off of a slab, it breaks. It breaks the crops. It's really great. My favorite thing in all of these fields. But yeah, we really want to give the impression that this tractor is very old, like this is a gas machine. It's just been kind of sitting out here in the field for many years. It's not really been used for a very long time. Now, as you can see, I haven't really planted all of these fields yet. It's a very long and tedious process. But out here, I have a spot for a combine and trailer. Now, is this farmland, as exists, actually practical for being harvested with a combine? Absolutely not. What the heck? This would be a nightmare to harvest with a combine, I think. But nevertheless, we'll go ahead and put a combine out here. And because I'm letting myself lean into the Solarpunk of the world a little bit more, I think that we're actually going to make a little floating combine. This guy, it isn't going to have wheels on the ground. He's not going to be pressing the ground down at all. And it's obviously not going to be gas powered. So combines have big old tines on the front, right? Basically, you have your big tines on the front and then you have a scoopy bit. So if we put in some dark prismarine stairs back here, these kind of roll along behind as the scoopy bit behind the fence gates. This bit tends to be higher off the ground. And I kind of want to put like trapdoors maybe up along the back. All right, let's go ahead and remove this. Now, from here, I think that because this is going to be a Solarpunk vehicle, we can actually probably get away with making the body of the vehicle a lot more slim. So we need the full, like, harvest processing area. So let's say that that sticks out a little bit beyond the cabin. Okay, I like this shape. This shape is really cute. So this is essentially our little combine. We're going to go in and we're going to add some more details to it. We need, for starters, we need a little fan motor situation. Okay, I want to put lanterns right here, both for, you know, additional lighting and detail for the actual combine, but also to light up this area just a little bit. And then we'll add some rails to that just to give the illusion of circularness for these little fans that are keeping our little guy going. That has a little bit more substance to it, and I think I do like using the little bit of yellow in there. Let's go ahead and add just a few like additional details to this guy. I want to put some iron bars along the outside as a mirror, not even mirrors, just kind of bits situation. Put a little redstone torch up at the top. So I don't want the like grain processing spot to be coming out of the side for this one. I do want it to be coming off the back. So this little guy is pulling its own trailer. So we'll put a hatch there. We've got a little tiny smokestack, though I don't know what its actual function is, considering that this is fan powered. I don't know. Maybe it's an air intake. An air intake of some sort. Let's call it that. So, if we connect it up like so, maybe we do just one chain, and then another grindstone off the back here. Alright, so the way I'm envisioning this is with walls, so it's not quite as thick and chunky, but let's just try. Yeah, like that at least needs to be thick and chunky. There we go, and that is nice and filled up with some grain. This is really cute. I really like this. I was super intimidated by the vehicle thing, but I actually feel like I didn't do too bad for my first time properly sitting down and building some vehicles. I think in order to finish up the video for today, we should probably just go ahead and plant these back fields. Surround the combine, make sure you can see what it is and what it's doing. I love this little thing so much. All right, we have planted it. Look at that. Look at that field covered in wheat and other fine vegetables. I also decided to stop trying to hydrate the farmland back here because, let's be honest, I'm not going to come back here to harvest wheat anyways. So that made it go a lot faster, and finally, I can say that the slog of planting all of the farmland, which has been kind of my sticking point with this area for a hot minute, it's finally done. It's finally over. We can go through, we can add more details, we can add a cow shed, we can add the trees and the silo and the watchtower and a chicken coop way over there, stuff like that. We can go through, we can add all of that because the fields are done. Not today, but in the future. Ah, look at that. Yeah, that is exactly what we wanted to see, actually. Perfect. Okay. One more set of vehicles that I wanted to add, since we are starting to really full force lean into the Solarpunk vibes. We definitely need to put a couple of windmills around here somewhere. But another set of vehicles that I want to add is like crop watering vehicles. Now, the design that I have in my brain is pretty simple because here's the thing. When your wheat fields are all dry and yellow like this, you're not going to be watering them anymore. They are drying out. You're getting ready to harvest the grain at its fully dryness. So at this point in the growing season, we're not sending out the big field waterers to water these areas. And now we've moved on to smaller vehicles that are going to just be watering the crops that still need to be watered. So let's put one here, I think. Let's put it like right here. And then we're going to put a bunch of iron trapdoors. And these are going to end up... Oop, being the wings of the drone. And then underneath is where our copper bars are going to be hanging off, just as little water device things. And we should probably put like a proper water tank at the top of this. Okay, so let's try putting some blue stained glass up above. And this is our tank. Ooh, we could probably put like levers on the side. Maybe we don't put that on the top. We put that on the side there. And then we add a soul lantern to the bottom of this thing. Then we step back and take a look. Yeah, that's a believable Solarpunk little drone situation. You can definitely tell what it's doing. I wonder if it needs to be one wider as well. Yeah, that's a great size for like the pieces of crops that we are watering now. I'm questioning myself on the copper just because the copper actually, like, especially the green copper, actually blends in quite a lot. Maybe we actually want the non-oxidized copper. Yeah, that works well. Maybe we do a slightly smaller drone over in here, just because all of our vehicles are on this side of things right now. And there we go. Just like that, we've got another drone. These really add a lot of life to the area, though. Like, there's a combine in the distance. I would definitely consider this a success for my first set of vehicles. Does the gold dredge count as a vehicle? I don't... Like, technically it's a vehicle. It's a very odd vehicle, though. And I guess I did do a four-wheeler a long time ago. That thing sucked. These are much better. But yeah, it was nice to focus on such a small detail today. I need to do this more often. This kind of refreshes me for Minecraft. Like, when I'm feeling like blah on Minecraft, just blah. You all get it. We've all burned out on Minecraft. When I'm feeling a little on Minecraft, getting into like a small detail like this, especially something creative. I don't do as well with redstone when I'm in a Minecraft blech, but getting into a small detail like this, yeah, this is refreshing. This is what I need out of my Minecraft. I could probably stay in this area forever and keep just tweaking and adding little details, but I've got some specific ones to add soon, so we will be back here, don't worry. Until the next video though, don't forget to hydrate and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!